Welcome to Tea Time on Plus TV Africa, where we bring you the biggest entertainment stories. My name is Elsie Godwin, and I'm here with Ife Oshunkeye, and Chika Wanwu is here with us again. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm all right.
Okay, so for me, the weekend was filled with the Lion King album, and I think it was fun. It made our weekend because you were either jamming to it or you were giving your opinion. So I don't know. Have you listened? What do you think?
For me, I was the Lion King. So, but basically, yeah, while I was being the Lion King, I was also vibing to the album. And yes, I listened to it, and I have my favorite song on the album, and I think it's Narrate, because basically everybody is listening to Narrate.
What about you?
My favorite song is I like Jared. No, I think that's the most mainstream song on that album. Every person
I think it's overrated.
Wow.
No, I don't want to say
I'm a
it's
Wizkid
overrated.
fan. So
But
for
wait,
me
that's
to tell you
that's
it's
crazy.
I don't
For
think
you
it's
to say it's
overrated. I think
overrated.
yeah, for me to say it's overrated because I think it's very deep, but at the same time, no disrespect to Wizkid, but I don't believe Wizkid wrote.
Of
No,
course,
he
he
didn't
didn't
write
write
that.
it. It's obvious. It's everywhere.
Like
we know.
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Then that's very
Yeah.
disappointing for me. Even I'm a big fan of yours, but you can tell that on that album, the song by Burna Boy, it even sounded like a Burna Boy song featuring a Beyonce. It didn't sound like a Beyonce featuring Burna Boy.
Beyonce wasn't
Beyonce
even on the
wasn't on
song.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like,
It was his song.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, it didn't sound like it was on somebody else's
So you would
album.
say
It's
Burna Boy had the originality on the album.
100%.
Yeah, he was the only original person.
Yeah,
Then
100%.
Shatta had the
So
had a good one.
You were
Beyonce
about
had
to tell
writing
us-
credit on all the songs on
Except
that album,
Burna
except
Boy's.
Burna Boy.
Yeah.
Ah, that's nice. I didn't know that. But yeah, my favorite song is the one with Shatta Wale. It has this Nigerian feel. Like it reminds me of if I wasn't told that it was Shatta Wale, I'd probably say that's a Nigerian song with maybe Wizkid and Mr. Easy. But yeah, I like that one. And she was on the song because most of the songs with most of the collaborations, she wasn't on the song. It was just
It was more like contribution to create an album.
So but on that one, the one with Shatta Wale and the one with Wizkid, she was on the songs. There was harmony, there was melody, she was on the song. So yeah, that's my favorite song, the one with
I think we have to give her kudos for this album, one. And secondly, I have to give kudos also to Wizkid for the delivery. He did not write that song, but the delivery was perfect. Whether you want to say
you
I
can't
know
say
the
he
song
didn't
for
write
me. He did not
100%
write
of the song. No, don't say 100%. There's some lines that you know that this is a Wizkid.
No, there's no line there that's sounding Wizkid there. It's not that deep. Sorry.
I'm sorry, you're not a Wizkid fan.
I'm not a Wizkid fan, but it's something. It's their own album. They don't come out to just give you album without telling you who did what. So
Yeah,
I think they had
writing credit.
They
three
had the
writers
writers,
or four
Jay-Z,
writers.
Yeah,
Beyonce.
you
He
have-
is not
He's
part
part
of
of
the
the
writers
writers.
at all.
On Brown Skin
Yes.
Girl.
Like, he's not
Are you
part of
sure
So
about
now I'm
Yes,
saying
for
his
the writers.
delivery was perfect.
There's no
a song
Wizkid
that you
there.
did not write and you could deliver it that way. That's what makes you. That's one of the attributes of an artist, and I think he did awesomely well. That's my own opinion.
he did great. He did
Anyone
great.
want to share their worst
But if it
song?
was a Davido,
What's
now
the-
you guys would be saying that.
Are you going to do that?
Okay, I'm not going to say it's my worst song, but it's not particularly one of the songs I like. I don't like the one with Techno and Yemi Alade.
And Mr. Easy.
Yeah, like there's the one with Mr. Easy, the one with Tiwa. That's a good
cool.
song. It's not a great song, but it's a good song. But the one with Techno and Yemi, I was really confused. Like I was expecting a whole lot more. Techno is the creative. We
Yeah,
all
he's
know he
very
produces,
creative.
he writes, he's a creative. He should have done more. Yemi Alade. I mean, Mama Africa, we were expecting so much more from the both of them. And Mr. Easy, like three great artists in Nigeria and Africa on one song. You should have.
And Mr. Easy is also a very creative person. So I think it's not me saying it's the worst song. I think I expected more from the combination of those three.
Like,
and anyways, we have an album and we are jamming to it. That's the most important part, I guess. Anyways, it's time to move on to the biggest story of this morning, and it has to do with something I would like to call the biggest rape case of this year. Let me put it that way.
Rape.
Right?
Okay.
And it's the story of Timi Dakolo and the wife. The police has invited them to come to Abuja on Tuesday for questioning. But however, the way the whole alleged letter, because I don't understand that letter, was delivered is questionable. And because of that, there was a press conference yesterday in Lagos, and Timi Dakolo and the wife addressed the press people. However, the wife did not say anything at all. And Chika, you were there to cover this whole thing, and I'm sure we have a video. While we wait for a signal to be sure if it's ready, what do you think about the press conference?
Well, I was there. So it was supposed to be 4-3, started around 4. Busola did not say, I didn't hear her voice. She didn't say anything, like zero, nada, nothing.
Okay.
Like even when we addressed her, because we're given, I think, 3 chances to ask them question, the press. She didn't say anything. She was quiet. Even when we asked her, like, how are you doing? How are you feeling amongst all of this? How are you feeling? How's your mental state? How's your emotional state? Just quiet.
All right. And before you go on, let's see the video from the report of yesterday.
On the 27th of June, my wife, through her legal representative, filed a petition in police station about Mr. Biodun Fatobelo of Commonwealth Assembly for raping a minor. The petition was filed at the office of the Assistant General of Police, Alakmo Ikoyi. We had 4 meetings, over 6 hours on the police station, the day before and the day after. The IAG himself personally assigned the file and immediately asked for an expedition action to investigate the case. We decided not to publicize the fact that we had our case filed, as we believe the law would be followed through undisturbed. We have since been to the police station on several occasions on invite of the police to respond to various questions on the course of the investigation. We therefore were shocked to be invited to Abuja when no visible action was taken to interview Mr. Fatoyibo. However, we have been invited to go to Abuja to respond to query on action that are not crime, known under the Nigerian law. Mischief and falsehood are not crimes. We were not given details of the supposed case. There was no address for the police interview, and no response has been given to us on our petition that has been filed for almost a month. It is not possible that you send a tactical team to come and drop a letter. It's not possible that you send a tactical team that they normally use to whisk people out of a place to come and drop a letter. We noted that the letter was dated Thursday 18th. Why were they delivering on the letter on Saturday, plus a bus full of armed men and a car trailing with my wife, trailing my wife into the estate? Why did they not deliver the letter and leave when neither myself nor my wife was present? Why did they have to step into the house and told my wife to come, that there are guys in the car and they want to speak with her? The letter made no reference to any case, no matter. It states that we are being investigated for a case of falsehood and mischief, 2 offenses that are not known like a crime in Nigeria. In the police press release yesterday, they claim a police invitation letter, a polite investigative tool used in eliciting information voluntary from parties in aiding the police investigation. If they were just delivering a letter, the manner in which they intentionally tried to instill fear, intimidate us with guns, and insist on us coming to their boss was neither polite nor trustworthy. We received information from our lawyer, Falana, this morning that both our petition and the petition of Mr. Fatobo will be moved to Lagos. We acknowledge the efforts of the Nigerian police, that our confidence in their impartiality and professionalism and good sense in this case will not be shaken.
Welcome back. So that was a report from the press release. And Chika, you were saying something before we had to see that video quickly.
Okay, yeah, so it's the whole thing is very confusing. Mm-hmm. So he filed a petition on June 27th to the police in Ikoyi. On June 28th, the interview was released via a TV platform. So it has been filed for almost a month, and it hasn't been addressed. It hasn't been addressed. And next thing, they're calling you for a questioning in Abuja against falsehood and mischief, which under the Nigerian law, there's no crime such as that. So we're asking, what is the law enforcement doing right now? Like, why are there's so many loopholes in the story? There's so many
inconsistencies.
Yeah, there's so many runarounds. Like, somebody filed a petition, you haven't addressed it, you haven't called the accused perpetrator for an interview or for just questioning.
Or even called Timi Dakolo and the wife themselves to even speak about the petition.
Oh, okay, this is what they said, or they said this about you. Okay, come. There's nothing. But next thing, it makes no sense. And the way the letter was delivered, he said they were trailing him. There was a boss,
his wife.
They're trailing his wife. There was a bus full of armed men. on uniformed men in front of his house, and the letter was dated on Thursday.
Yeah, I think the video was all over social
media.
media.
So it's the whole thing. And at this point, I'm just saying, like, let the law enforcement agencies do their job. Let's just do the right thing. Stand by the truth.
Ife?
Yeah, in as much as I agree with the whole shady way the police went about it, but I don't want us to rule out the fact that falsehood and mischief, in as much as you want to say it's not in the Nigerian law. Like, I'm gonna use Jersey, false police reports, filing false police report. We have stuff like libel. So if you have a strong case against me of being false about what I'm saying against you, it's okay for me to also file a petition. But the problem is, my petition wasn't addressed, but because somebody who is influential and powerful filed this, you're inviting me all the way to Abuja. That is very questionable. But I do not want us to rule out the fact that if they are found guilty of not being honest 100%, I'm not saying they are not being honest 100%, but if they're found guilty of not doing that, you can talk about being mischievous and how do you do it now? What you call it, like tampering with justice, tampering with the way of the law and all of that. So don't let us rule out that part. I'm not saying the way. Hold on, ladies. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that the way they went about it, the way the letter was delivered. I'm not saying armed men being in front of my house, armed men following my wife, a woman that has been traumatized already by all of this, and then she sees an unmarked vehicle. I'm not even feeling safe at the moment. People are trolling me on the internet. People are saying a lot of negative things about my family. People are saying this. Some people are saying they don't believe me. Some people are standing by me. It's enough for a woman to deal with. Then you now want to add intimidation to all of that. That is absolutely ridiculous. And which is what we've always been saying, that look, the rich and powerful in Nigeria will always try to have a way. But it is that unity, which is what I see that is going on with Dakolo, because I went to the comment section where he posted the unmarked vehicle that was in front of his house, and it was like they're trying to, and the comment section people were like, Benga the Inca the first was like one of the first people to respond to that, saying that okay, they ran the license plate and it's not registered, that he shouldn't engage until help comes. I saw Rugged Man's reply as well, saying that they've called people and that the IG and all of that. So all of this is really dodgy. All of this is really crazy at the moment, and I just hope justice to take its course at the end.
I don't agree that we can rule out the fact that mischievousness and falsehood is not. I mean, they are supposed to be law enforcement agencies. So whatever kind of letter you're trying to write or petition,
it's an investigation.
Whatever investigation you're doing has to be within the law. Why are you investigating falsehood?
So are you saying that
falsehood and
mischief
it is not
in a case that is as serious as rape?
Have you seen
if I am being mischievous about saying that somebody raped me and I wasn't raped, and I'm being mischievous, and you can prove it against me that I'm being mischievous or false, I'm publishing false news against you, it is something that needs that is something that needs. I'm so glad you even know that word.
Defamation of character, not falsehood.
Defamation.
So we're saying if the police is going to investigate, then they have to investigate within the bounds of the law. And you cannot use the law.
There was no name.
Did you see the letter? Did you see the letter? Are you saying all the lawyers that have spoken since yesterday to condemn that letter? I don't know what they're saying.
The only thing in that letter is that you have been your name was mentioned in a case under investigation.
Look.
We don't even know if the letter is from Biodun Fato.
We don't know. It's easy for us to take things out of context.
There's no context here now. There's a letter.
Look, that's what I'm saying. That because you're reading the letter, you're taking it out of context, you're feeling like, okay, this is someone who is being intimidated, which we know that is the case that is ongoing.
Going on, yeah?
Yes, he's actually being intimidated. They want to box him in a corner. And this is the very...
What are you saying about
So what I am saying is that we also need to know that this petition, this letter that was sent to you is for further investigation. So
You
we
can't
don't
further
need to
investigate what you haven't even investigated.
But right now, you heard Timmy Dakolo tell you himself that they have also agreed that his petition
Will be treated at the same time.
and in Lagos. So justice, in a way, has been served,
It hasn't
but
been
it's
served.
not
Justice has not been
completely.
served, though. It
No,
hasn't been
not
served.
100%. But I'm just telling you that at least everybody were all on the same page.
Let's just
on
wait.
this
Let's
one.
just watch the space to see where it's going.
Yeah, it's time for a quick break. But when we return, the conversation will be centered around Davido. We'll be right back.
It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity.
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got two of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. Davido has been dragged to an Igbo Shere magistrate court over an alleged fraud of 4 million naira. According to what they're saying, he was supposed to be on a song with an upcoming artist. The upcoming artist is said to be based in America, and he has not showed up for this, and he's not responding. He's not ready to pay back the money, and I think they've gotten like 2 court dates, and neither himself and his PA, I think, have not showed up. So I think the only place for them to now come up is social media to say this is what is happening. I don't know, but what do you think?
Okay, so this is I think this is like the second case against Davido about something like this, about taking money. And
No. This is the first one. The other one we discussed was for, what's this guy from Port Harcourt?
Duncan
Mighty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true that. So so on this one, I think it's right. If you actually took money from somebody to be on their project, and then you're not appearing, it's only right for them to take. And I like the fact that Nigeria is now going in the direction of, oh, we're no longer doing the internet trolls, we're no longer getting physical, we're no longer, people are now beginning to think about the legal system, that we have a functional legal system that we can always lean back on.
Or is this functional now?
Well, at least some people are getting justice here. It may not be an equal ratio, but at least to an extent, we know that at least people now know their rights. I know the next step to take about certain things now. So if you took 4,000, but what I find,
4 million.
I mean, $4,000.
$4 million naira.
Oh, 4 million naira.
Huh.
Wow, just for a feature. Wow.
Are you trying to change your career right now?
Are you joking? Just for a feature, 4 million naira. Just to come and for him to come and do killer coming, funny.
No. You said you would do
Well,
that.
anyway, I have a question for
Man.
Ife actually, because you understand that space
Legal
better than I do.
background.
Yeah. So you talked about having faith in the legal system to be able to go forward. And as far as I'm concerned, these people, they must have lost their faith, because right now I've lost every faith, Seth. If somebody's supposed to come to the court first and they show up, second and they show up, what's supposed to happen?
Now, this is why it has gone public, because right now they try their best.
No, sorry, not even on their own part. On the part of the court of law.
On
What
the
are they
part of the
supposed
court
to
of
do?
law,
Yeah.
there's a bench warrant can be issued the
So
third
why
time.
has that
yeah.
not
Why
been
hasn't that
done?
been-
Yeah,
Because, I mean-
probably after the third strike, and like we all know,
okay.
probably after the third strike, and then and then the bench warrant, and anywhere Davido can be performing anywhere,
will
in
just
Lagos,
carry him.
and they will just arrest him. Do you understand? That's what a bench warrant is. So if he fails to appear in court, and now that this has gone public, I'm sure it's going to address it. And basically, what happens in most of cases like this is that they settle out of court. And this guy, you can also tell that, man, this one is so willing to settle out of court.
All he
because
wants
it
is
says-
his
But he's
money.
asking for
He's even asking
15%
for
of the principal
15%
on the principal money.
It's still fair.
So that's 4
still
million
fair.
times 15% of the money. And for the amount of time it has spanned by, that's from January 2019, this is July.
Do you understand?
So for every
That's
month it goes
15%
on, that's 15% on every
until
month.
it is finally liquidated. So
But yeah,
Still fair.
he deserves
It's
it.
still
though.
fair.
Yes.
probably you'll be getting like 20 million by the time this is done. If Davido
I mean,
doesn't
how do I
respond
pay you
quickly.
for a project? You don't show up, you don't come, you don't return my calls. Okay, I take my thing
I'm
to
a
the.
busy man.
Wow. But you are not busy to collect
I'm
the
just
money.
joking, I'm just joking. But at the end of the day, I want us to also consider the fact that most of these artists that deal with agencies, that deal with management companies, that deal with a lot of that, and a lot of them do not even do their proper research to know your schedule. A lot of them just tell you that, oh, no, but this. But you know that these artists, they have a calendar. In fact, at the end of every year, you see all of them saying 2019 bag secured already.
Are you making excuse?
I'm not making excuses.
Because that's what you're doing.
At the back of one, you're saying, "Oh, he shouldn't have done it." At the back of you're saying, "But you know that
he's busy."
No,
now.
I'm not. No. That me saying it's busy is a joke, but maybe you went right over your head.
You've joked a lot on this show.
So maybe that went right over your head.
Oh,
like I said.
No, you are just a bad comedian.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I'm not a comedian and more of a serious person. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that we also have to look at the agencies, the management companies that work with these people that do not, because I don't think a Davido would be the one checking his calendar. So if his PA, obviously, if PA is so it's only right for you to drag a Davido, which is the person you want to feature, and not his PA. But the person who could have made that deal could have been his PA, who didn't just do his research right, and then so
anyway,
at the end of the day, I'm not making excuses, but I'm saying that we also have to look at it from both sides.
You want to say something?
No, mine is there's a 15% principal sum. So I mean, every month Davido take till next year, so that when you pay the money, the guy is rich. He's already secured the bag for 2020. So that's mine.
All right, that's exactly how we wrap up on this episode of Tea Time. You can join us later today for another interesting episode. My thank you always go to my co-anchors Chika, Iwanyiwu, and Ifeoluwa Osunkeye, and the entire production team. My name is Elsie Godwin saying thank you for watching and see you later.